is your family famous for anything? Now, I'm not talking about being a celebrity or anything, but I'm talking about for being known for something around your town. Well, mine is, and that is from my grandma's non-layer chocolate cake recipe, and today I would like to demonstrate it for you. Now, I promise you, once you make this cake, you're going to have everybody asking for the recipe. There are 4 easy steps to making this cake. The first is to make the chocolate icing, the second is to make the batter, the third is to bake your layers, and the fourth is to assemble your cake. There are a few things you're going to need for this, and that is access to a stove and an oven. You can either do a KitchenAid or a hand mixer, or you can just do it like really with your hands. And you're going to need 9-inch layer pans. So let's get started with the chocolate. So you're going to need to turn your stove on to medium-high heat. You're going to need 1 can of evaporated milk, 2 sticks of bluebonnet margarine, 3 heaping tablespoons of Hershey's cocoa powder, and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now you're just going to let that sit on the stove until it starts to boil. So now we'll make our batter. Here we have 2 sticks of bluebonnet margarine melted, and then 2½ cups of sugar. And we're going to put that and let it just sit and stir by itself for a few minutes. And while I do that, I'm going to show you how to make your pans. So here we have a 9-inch pan. For it to not stick, I'm going to use baker's joy, and you're just going to spray a good layer in there. And then I have parchment sheets, which you're just going to stick down like this. And I've done the rest of my 9 pans just like this. So once your sugar and margarine is mixed good, you're going to add the rest, which is 6 large eggs, 3 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1 whole can of evaporated milk. And you're going to mix that on low for a few minutes. Now while that's mixing, I just want to say that I am in the exact same kitchen that so many of these cakes have been made. Probably too many to count, which I think is pretty cool. The pans that I'm using are the same pans that my grandma has cooked all of her cakes in. This recipe has been passed down through many generations, and I hope to carry it on. Now, I like to use the KitchenAid because it does it very quickly. I'm going to take this attachment off. We'll take our batter out, and it's going to look really runny, and that's how it should be. Now, we're going to save ½ cup of our batter out, and that's going to go in our chocolate icing, which is one of the secret tips in this recipe, is to save ½ cup of that batter. Now, we're going to take your pan, and you got 1/3 cup, and you're going to pour 2/3 into it, so it's going to be 2 of these. And just like that. And then you're gonna just make sure it is cooked like this. And then you're gonna throw it into the oven. Now our oven is preheated at 350. So you can put it in there. Alright, and the chocolate is getting good and ready. So I already have some chocolate and a cake made, but we're missing 2 layers. So there's 7 layers there, so we have 2 more out of the 9. So we are going to take the parchment off, and you are going to lay your cake down. This is step 4, by the way. Assembling. And now we have our chocolate sauce in here that is cooking on our stove. You're just going to pour some on top, and then spread it across all the other layers. Alright, like that, and then we're going to do 1 more. Now these layers only take about 4 minutes to cook because they're very thin, so just keep that in mind. We're going to do, this is the last layer. So we just pour the rest of the chocolate that you have in your pot. Right like this. Pour it all over, and it's going to spill, which is fine. Like this. Now I'm going to cut into it to show you the many layers. And it's such a good cake. And like that. Look at all the layers. So that is how you make your 9-layer chocolate cake. I promise you, once again, once you make this cake, you're going to have everybody asking for the recipe. Such an easy cake to make, and I hope you enjoyed this demonstration.